On this episode of Real Talk, we're talking about DOGGCRAPP Training, also known as DC Training, created by Dante Trudell. This hardcore program has been around for a long time. I first heard of DC Training through a bodybuilder by the name of David Henry, who's very successful and used this type of training. I've had a few people ask my thoughts on this program, so I'm going to run through some of the basics of DOGGCRAPP Training. First off, this program has a horrible yet fitting name. Training this way, you feel like dog crap. At least he didn't call it dog shit, which would have been a little more offensive. I like some of the concepts of this program a lot. Some viewers are going to say, Tom, I thought you were a Mike Mentzer guy. Understand something. I'm going to do whatever works. So many people get into this dogma that there's an exact protocol that must be followed to be true high intensity. That's actually bullshit. So let's dive into some of the principles of DC Training, a truly high intensity program. I have to say it's more for intermediates, it's more for advanced bodybuilders, but nonetheless highly effective training. Strategy number one of the staples to this program is heavy weights with progressive overload are necessary for muscular hypertrophy, 100%. Your lifting is to be done in a controlled manner. People get caught up in cadence. If you look at some of Arthur Jones' work, Dorian Yates, Mike Mentzer, they didn't obsess over cadence. But what they did do was they talked about heavy weights in a controlled manner. Same with this program. DC Training is also known for its low volume because of the intensity of the program. I believe the volume has 3 times a week. You've got an A workout on Monday, for example, B workout on Wednesday. You repeat the workout A on Friday. You alternate them from week to week. From what I've read, a sample workout would be workout 1, chest, shoulders, triceps, and back. Workout B, or workout 2, biceps, forearms, calves, hamstrings, and quads. For the most part, this is an upper-lower body split, which is a very common model. Very few sets per body part, if not just one exercise per body part. I like the low volume. In fact, this model may be too frequent considering the intensity of the workouts. Strategy 3, rest pause training, is used big time in DC Training. You'll do a set for biceps, for example, performing 7 to 10 reps until failure. Then you breathe for 12 to 15 deep breaths before continuing the set, getting a few more reps in, then repeating this process one more time for a total of 2 subsets. Now let's talk about this. Some are going to say that's 3 sets. Well, yes and no. Done properly, each subsequent set is only going to yield a few more reps. Got to tell you, this training is tough. My advice, done this way, you keep the number of exercises in your workout to a bare minimum, especially for a natural bodybuilder. But I'm going to tell you right now, this rest pause formula works, and it works really well. Strategy number 4, extreme stretching between sets. The idea behind this is to stretch the fascia of the muscle belly as you would be like stretching a balloon prior to blowing it up, so that your fascia is not the limiting factor in hindering expansion of the muscle. My thoughts on this, I don't think it's a bad idea. At least in between sets, you're a little bit more focused. Now, having said that, I know Hani Rambod, FST7, he's very big on this. I think the verdict is still not out on this one, but definitely it's not going to hurt you. Strategy 5, there's carb cutoffs, where you front load your carbs earlier in the day with very little carbs in the evening. My take on this, it's probably going to keep you from eating unnecessary bullshit later in the day. Some people need this kind of rigid guideline, and for that reason, I actually like the approach. Strategy 6, low to moderate intensity cardio a few times a week to remain fit from a cardio standpoint. To me, that's just common sense. Strategy number 7, high protein intake. I'm not sure what Trudell recommended, but I do believe it's higher than the 1 gram per pound of lean muscle mass that I recommend. I will tell you this though, at least with this method, you won't be having a shortage of muscle building resources. Finally, there's an element of periodization where you go through the program 6 to 8 weeks, even 12 weeks of hard training, followed by 7 to 14 days of going a little lighter. I think this is a good idea mentally. Overall, I like DC Training for a few key reasons. The biggest reason being there's an overall system in place. Most people are not systematic with a comprehensive plan of training recovery, and nutrition. And that's why most people fail to get results. Second thing I like about this program, it's very brief with a very specific, effective protocol. 1 set until failure, followed by 2 rest pause sets per body part. The third thing, you've got a lot of days off to recuperate so you can actually grow from this program. Now, I didn't go into specifics about what the workouts may look like because it's going to vary based on what you have access to. The question, would I follow this type of routine? Fact is, I have with good success. The important take home here is more about adhering to the guidelines than following somebody else's specific routine. Without a doubt, this is one of the better programs out there and definitely worth looking into and applying some of the concepts for your own routine. As always, I've created this channel as a community for all of us, so if you have any questions about this program or any experience with it, any success, any failures, please feel free to share. Let's open it up for discussion. Let's talk about it. Is this something you're willing to adopt as part of your routine? Maybe at least some elements. What would you avoid? Let's talk about it.